Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine, aka the High Heeled Gamer, and I'm super excited and always honored when these gentlemen ask me to do this documentary. At this point, it's tradition, and if they do another one without me, I will be crying. And I am talking about the creators of Bigfoot Knows Karate. With this newest installment, I am beyond excited. So let's do quick introductions and then let's deep dive right into it because, as I keep saying, I'm excited.
Who's going first? Adam Caswell, how you doing? Did interiors on the book and the cover. That's pretty much it. I'm the illustrator. Casey.
Hey, I wrote this thing out and co-writing and yeah, it's just a fun story. We yeah, Casey Allen. It's not awkward.
Give you my name, my rank, my serial number, and that's all you're getting out of me, Casey Allen. Anyway, hi, I'm Dan Price. I am the creator of Bigfoot Knows Karate and co-writer on this book and letters too. A little Photoshop stuff, nothing major. It was a good time, man. I'm glad to be here. Thanks so much for having us, Kat.
Yes, I'm so excited. So the newest installment of Bigfoot Knows Karate. This is book 3, right?
Well,
4.
this is the third book that we put out, but this is a side story from the regular series.
Right.
So
Okay.
this is a one shot. This is a one shot that does not take place in the regular storyline, but it is a prequel to what has gone on in the life of our Bigfoot. Is that a good way to explain it, Case?
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you,
yeah.
because I didn't know exactly how to phrase it without it being too complicated. Because I'm not the creator. I'm just a huge fan of it. It's my favorite thing. So let's get right into it. So with this one shot, you guys did a Kickstarter for it, a successful one as always. So tell everybody a little bit about this side story, Dan, real quick.
I'm gonna kick it to Casey because he's the mastermind.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna yeah.
So okay, so this is a side story I kind of came up with. I wanted to do something with Vinny because I mean you can literally go anywhere with him. He's all over the place. The Bigfoot Knows Karate books that we're doing, the current arc that we're on, that's just a moment in the life of this character. So we wanted to kind of delve a little bit deeper, have fun with the character, show off what he can do, what he's capable of, and kind of fill in a little bit of the gaps. Not that there's any gaps that you would need filled from the current arc. Just we wanted to have fun with them, and so I'd drawn out a few ideas, and had a little bit of like a layout, and as it turns out, Dan had, I think, told Adam that it was going to have like ninjas in it or something. And so I was like, well, I guess ancient Greece is out of the equation. We'll go to ninjas, which, like, it ended up not really being ninjas. It ended up being samurai, and had a freaking blast with it. So it's all about, the way I write with this series, especially, is you can't be too precious with the what you're writing. Like, there's so many things that avenues I've gone down or ideas I've had that we've just had to go like, that's fun, but does it serve the story? And what I wanted to do was kind of serve the character as much as possible. And also, like, this is just a fun one-off. So anybody who is down enough to go in on a tale that is, not even in that current arc, we wanted to make it fun for them. And so you have this, this character who exists throughout all of time. He's a Bigfoot, yeah, but there are other names for Bigfoot.
Oh, bad.
Hinagon was one of them, and that's the Japanese term for Bigfoot. And so we wanted to see, like, what would he do in ancient Japan? And so at the beginning of the story, Benny, our badass Hinagon, is out there, and has been sent to kind of subdue a dragon. And what goes after that is, he gets his ass kicked in many different ways. And that's a thing about this character, though. I don't like reading stuff where the main character just, tears through people and doesn't get any repercussions. Like he has to hurt. And we put Benny through his paces, and we had a lot of fun with it. And at the end of it, hopefully readers of the main series are going to get a lot out of it, because there's a surprise cameo from somebody that you didn't know till the very end. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Is that as deep as you wanted me to get?
That was good.
You're very kind, very good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Can I tack on something at the end there?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the idea for Hinagon was, we wanted to do, as Casey said, we wanted to do these side stories that, delve deeper into the project and the into who Bigfoot is, who Benny is as a character. But the other thing was, it was an opportunity to spotlight people that we have gotten a chance to work with, these side stories, as we're looking to do more of these types of things. We're able to highlight, the talented people that we've gotten to work with, during our time making Bigfoot Knows Karate. And Adam Caswell here, who has been the cover artist on the Bigfoot Knows Karate deluxe editions for chapters 1 and 2, knocked him out of the park on both of those. It was a natural fit that we bring Adam in to do the first of the side stories that we were going to, because he's team BFKK, as we always say, and and it was a lot of fun getting him involved in the mix. And this gave Casey a chance to shine in a different way with the property. With chapters 1 and 2, or the main arc, or whatever you want to call it, my fingerprints on a lot of that, because the original ideas, and all of that.
Too.
But Casey yeah, right, that's funny. But Casey is such a major part of all of that, but he's got to deal with me, you know what I mean? And that can be a pain in the ass.
It's not bad.
What the idea is that he led the charge on this book. This is, yes, I helped, but this was his motherfucker, and so we'll talk about all that as we're going through the comic. But yeah, he did such an amazing job, and Adam did such an amazing job. It's just really cool to watch something that you came up with, and these people are just running rampant, doing amazing things with it. So I just wanted to say that out loud. Thank you to you guys both, because
to add one more thing to that. I had to make him a lot bigger in this book than I normally draw him. So Dan was like, make him big. So he got pretty.
He hulked him up.
Man.
He got beat big time for this story.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I noticed that too. I was like, he looks more muscular, and he looked bigger in size too, like height wise. And I was like, I didn't know where that fit into the story till the very end. But
What was it, Dan? 9 feet tall?
Yeah, because I try and draw him about 9-10 feet tall in the comic. You know what I mean? And Adam tended to draw him a little slighter, a little more, human, which is yeah. And so I was like, beef him up, get him big. You know what I mean? He's a monster. So anyway, but and it came out looking phenomenal. We'll go through the pages, and y'all shall see.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Nice.
Yes, get into that. But while we're setting up the pages, I wanted to talk about the artwork real quick too, because the artwork felt a little different, and not in a bad way. It felt a little different in the sense that I felt like maybe you were trying a new technique, or maybe it was just that you were drawing something.
Adam drew it.
The whole thing, the whole like
Yeah,
I'm talking
the
about like
whole
the
book. Yeah,
whole
the
comic.
whole book.
Yeah.
Yeah, he drew the whole book.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
makes way more. I apologize, Adam. I thought you only did like the variant covers, like the covers and the variant.
No,
I'm going through these pages like Dan is doing something different with his fingers this time around. Like, why
no,
does
no.
it look so
That's what I'm saying.
different?
I took a
You
back
bang the
seat on
shit
that.
out of them pages.
I
Yeah,
was like, it's
right.
not bad, but
That
this
is
is so
epic.
different, and I like the patterns that he's using. So makes a lot more sense. I'm late to the party as always.
Yeah,
So the
we
book
Amazing.
was actually,
Yeah,
the book was watercolor plus acrylic paint, inks, ink wash, Copics, like gel pens, all kinds of stuff.
Okay,
I mixed it up big time for every page.
got it.
So all
Okay,
traditional.
that makes so much more sense now because I'm going through these pages and because I read first, then I look at the artwork and I'm looking, I'm like, Dan's really like doing some different stuff here. Like, I like
Oh.
it, but it's just different from what he normally does. And that's because it's not Dan.
so that's cool to talk about though. Yeah, I mean, Adam and I, we are diametrically very different in our artwork, you know what I mean? Like, and his artwork, I mean, I love Adam's work. I'm completely amazed by it.
Yeah.
And but I'm digital. I have to have color. It's like I'm color dependent, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Adam is traditional. He's using pens, pencils, Copics, whatever he can get his hands on, all these,
Yeah.
watercolors and all that. And so it's just so different. And I love the energy that he brings to the book. You know what I mean? Like, it is completely different from what I do. And that's the cool thing about it. The book takes place in feudal Japan. We're dealing with the present and the here and the now. So it would only make sense that the side story, showing a different section of this guy's life look different, and Adam's work met and matched that feudal Japan look and feel that we were going for. So, like, chef's
Yeah,
kiss double time.
it is because it's still in existence. Beautifully
Sure.
done. And I enjoyed it a lot. I just thought you was trying a different method. I'm like, I
No,
like
no,
this.
no.
Like and I'll explain a couple of the stuff that really like threw me off that I'm like, okay, Dan out here trying different things. But one of the things that always I bring up every chance I get, Dan, is that you also use your finger. Like you are using your fingers. So while Adam uses the pens and the brushes, and you said charcoal too, Adam. I'm sorry.
No, paint and watercolors, and so
Watercolors. I'm
mostly
sorry.
brushes.
Yeah. So, but you're using your finger, like literally finger there. So
Yeah, but it's all digital.
It's epic.
it is. It's
It's
amazing. I
epic.
thought people were
It's
joking with me
epic.
the first time I heard it. I was like, I mean, like, don't we all kind of use our fingers when we draw? And then they were like, no,
It
no, no.
looks
He
crazy.
literally uses his finger, and they showed me the
Yeah.
video. And I was like,
and it works.
it
The
really
first time I
does.
saw that, I was like, what the heck is going on here? I'm
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. All the textures, everything else. I'm like, that's the best finger painter I've ever seen in the world.
Right, right. So when your children want to do finger paint and you want to stick a brush in, remember Dan Price, like a
I need a
little,
championship belt now to
yeah,
commemorate this. Anyway,
with a big thumbprint on it.
nice.
But let's get into
All
this
right,
book.
let's
Yes.
do it, man. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna share my screen,
Yes.
and can y'all see?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All
lush
right.
cover
Way to
there.
make it bigger.
Yes, that is the this is Adam's artwork on the cover with colors by Luis Thomas, who is Draw Erase Repeat on Instagram. If y'all do not follow him, please go follow him because he's absolutely incredible. He did the foil cover on chapter 2, and he's got a cover on chapter 3 coming up, and I've already seen it. It's amazing. So just wanted to tell y'all about Luis. He doesn't, he's an incredible artist and colorist, and yeah, and Adam knocked it out of the park with this. I'm gonna shut up now. Go ahead.
No, I love this. So, one of the things that thrilled me, in the sense of like it's fresh, it's new, is that there's a lot of use of blue throughout this. Whereas we're normally seeing the black, gray, and red, we're seeing different shades of black, gray, and blue in this one, which I thought was chef's kiss, as you said earlier. It definitely played to it being its one-off type of thing. Was that something conscious of your decision, Adam, or was that something that you guys as a group were like, you know what, let's play with more blues in this one?
Well, honestly, it would look green to me anyway. So
Yeah, he's colorblind.
Are you
Colorblind,
really?
yeah.
No
so
way.
I didn't even know that that was going to be a color that would pop out from mixing all that together. So I was like, that's nice. Looks good, I guess.
Oh, okay.
On
Okay.
a behind the scenes, like we had to kind of make an editorial on this. I'll tell the story about this case if you don't mind.
Yeah,
The
yeah, go for it, man.
yeah. So Adam's work is incredible, right? And we sold this book as a black and white book, okay? And that's how we sold it on Kickstarter, and that was the original intention. But Dr. Details down there had did some amazing work that when we moved it to full black and to full black, we were not seeing a couple of the things we wanted to see. So we made the decision to actually, and he has these different tones and stuff he's working with, in the artwork that were just beautiful. So we said, screw it. We printed the book in color, but it's still a black and white book, but you can
Yeah.
see all those tones and stuff in it, which honestly just enhanced the book. Like the artwork was incredible anyway, but it was just like, it gave a whole different vibe to what we are originally intended it for it to be. And, through the printing. So I think it was a home run, the way it worked
Yeah.
out. But we'll see here just
Appreciate
in a
them.
second.
Yeah.
Oh man, hell yeah, you killed it.
It's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. Let's scroll on up or down, whichever way you're going for the
Hold
next
on.
page.
There we go. Oh, this is the
Yeah.
credits. Here we go.
All these
Casey.
wonderful people.
Yeah. Casey is the writer, me co-writer, letters, Adam on the art. My wife Sarah, Casey, and myself
She came
editing the
in
book.
like clutch.
Oh, she's hardcore, man. She's hardcore. She did a good job on it. Adam and Luis on the cover you just saw. We also had Andy Bloor doing the the deluxe edition cover, as well as our man Dennis Valencia,
As
who did the that's upside down. Who did the foil cover for
Oh, that's
this.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
amazing. Always
I love
wanted to get
Dennis.
He
Dennis
knocked it
on
out
a
of the
cover.
park.
Yeah.
It was time to have Dennis on a cover. So that's
Wow.
and then so big thanks to Mark Bernal over at Lesser Known Comics, and this is an LKC joint. So yeah, that's the rub. That's who we are and what we do.
I love it.
Cool.
So
So,
Adam
go
really
ahead.
blew this out of the water as an opening page in my mind. When we first got this, my jaw hit the floor. But
Oh, yeah.
I'll stop right there.
Oh, no, please. Like, I like hearing the behind the scenes of how things come together because, I'm just reading what the final product, but there's so much that goes into comic book creation, especially when it's more than one person. You guys have to bounce ideas off of each other and make things flow properly. So I always appreciate hearing like the little nuggets and behind the scenes things. It's one of the reasons why I do this because I like knowing what happens.
So okay,
But
well, with this page or with this book as a whole, my goal was to write a story and write pages that would complement Adam's art style the most. I knew it was going to be in black and white. Adam is really detail oriented, like micro details. So I didn't want to do too much moving around on one page. I didn't want it to be cluttered with action where give the man enough blank space and he can churn out stuff like this. So my goal was to not have it as crazy text heavy, not to do it with a whole lot of like backstory and crap that you would need to have talking heads for, like talking head panels where it's back and forth. It's just people talking, not a lot of action. My goal was to make it so that Adam could come in and just wreak havoc on a big white piece of page like that. That's it. So, and with with the final product, I think it happened. He killed it. But yeah, the goal was to give enough room for him to just kick ass.
I like the way it's paneled. You know, it's not the traditional
That's all Adam.
panel,
Yeah.
Thank you.
panel thing. So I
I
like the way
appreciate
it
that.
flows, definitely. Was that something that you did you go back and oh well, I know you've read their previous books and you've helped work with on some of it as well. Did you like kind of like, okay, let me keep the flow of that? Or were you just like, I'm going to do it how I know how to do it, and then they can give me details on if they want to fix it or change it up, Adam?
Well, actually, with this book, I created the style of the book for this book.
Okay.
So I don't normally draw like the comic details like that. So, which was fun, but it was definitely an adventure. So normally I just draw like normal, clean line, you know,
Got it. Okay.
you're traditional, but I like to put my spin on things. And this book was so fun playing around with a water dragon, you know, for one. I could just draw it any way I wanted, but then I would have to still, you know, send him a picture of it and say, hey, what do you think of this?
Okay.
And honestly, like the beginning of it went pretty smooth, even with the outfits and the choice of the casa, I think is what you call that hat, you know.
Oh.
So if you want to know details about how we like put the character together, it really was a quick conversation, but it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The next page is going, unless somebody else has something to say about this page. Let's go on to the next one, please. This one was the one that I was like, okay, Dan, I see you playing around with different things. and, and from the beginning. And I think this is one of the things that sells me on Bigfoot Knows Karate, any of the books so far, is that I don't have to wait long for the action to happen. Like action is either happening first page, second page. Like rarely do I have to go into like a well, not rarely, no. Yeah, first or second page, you guys have got me into the action. And it's one of the things I appreciate about Bigfoot Knows Karate series so far. So with this is it's definitely I was like, look at Dan playing around. But now I'm like, now I have to rephrase myself. Okay, Adam, you have sucked me into this world. This was beautifully done. Like I love the way you played with the water going everywhere. Have you done water effects like this before?
I have some, but not to this extent. And if once you get the book, like look really close, because I hid a bunch of stuff in every page, really small, everywhere.
No way.
And there's like a little secret in there, but you got to look. I don't know if you can see this page right now, but if you look
It's
at
time
what's
to talk
printed,
about it, Adam, this is the time to talk about it. So if you want us to zoom in on anything, let me
Please,
well,
know,
because
man.
I will be annoying.
right now.
I will be reaching out to you in an annoying effect. Like, is this something? Is this something? Is this something?
No, that's okay. Go ahead. I like it when somebody finds something hidden in there. That's the fun. So,
Where do I need to go?
oh, you want to find something?
Yes, I want to
Yeah,
find the
show me
gem so
something.
I know what I'm looking
It's a
for
director's
next.
commentary. This
All
Yeah,
right. Well,
talk about it.
show me a
scroll over
gem.
right on the bottom left of the page. Now
Oh,
look in that
wow.
little wave. Do you see the Reaper coming out of there?
I do. I never
There
noticed
Oh,
he
that.
is.
nice.
No
That's
way.
So
really
That's
cool.
cool.
there's little things everywhere. Now,
That
if you go
is
above on the right-hand corner and you go above the guy's head, you'll see like this little angel with wings shooting out of his head, but it's water.
Hold on.
now I'm
Hold
gonna
on. My
relook at this
computer's
thing
skipping.
zoomed in, trying to find gems. Now, is that something that you do throughout all of your previous work as well, or is this something that you just did specifically for this comic?
It's definitely something I've always done. I usually hide the Big Dipper in everything I do, so it's like everywhere. And I just hide stuff all the time.
That is fun. When did you start doing stuff like that? Since forever, since like you've started drawing, or was it like a
Yeah,
challenge? How did
pretty
that come
much.
about?
Pretty much forever. I would just draw like tree scenes and be kind of bored with the normal and add little doors and wheelbarrows and people and
Not the break dancer. How did I miss the break dancing? I know that's not a gem, but like I'm mad that I missed the whole boombox and break dancing. That is so dope. That's cool. Great. Now I'm gonna go back and zoom in on
now
every.
you get to read it visually and find different
Yeah,
things.
yeah, that's amazing.
I'm not gonna zoom in again. It's giving me too much grief. So give me
Oh,
one
okay.
second, guys.
That's fine. I'll read it zoomed in and I will be texting you guys. I hope you guys don't
Sure.
unfriend me.
But yeah,
Block
as you
me.
guys go through, just look at all the little details that Adam put in because
Absolutely.
it's fun. A lot, some of it I probably would have been like, um, that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
no, don't put that in there, but I'm glad to see it.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. Now, do you hide any of your friends in comic books as well, or is it just like semi-obscure stuff or things that you just that pop into your head?
A lot of the times it's just anything and like whatever's on my mind at that point, or if I'm drawing a certain shape, I'll think about something else and I'll just pop it in there very tiny. Especially with the sky, I hide everything in the sky. So there's a hint, I guess.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you. Thank you for making it a
Thank
little
you.
bit easier for me because I swear to you, I'm gonna go back and I'm like zoom everything. This is
It will
amazing.
not fit me.
Look for the
Um,
little guy in the inner tube on
Thank you.
page 1.
okay. Inner tube, page
Will
1.
not
Got
fit.
it. Like I'm making notes right now. I'm like zoom into everything. This is gonna be so
As for a
great.
sweater, my wife brought out her
Fashion forward.
yeah. I
Um,
would rock this shit.
it looks good. It looks good. Seth Rollins is rocking stuff like that on WWE. So
Very
Thanks, baby.
true.
Love you.
so okay, so we've got the water going, we've got the awesomeness that is action already happening. Walk us a little bit through what's happening here, Dan or Casey, whichever wants to take it real quick.
So basically, he's talking about how he was hired to or he hired a local clan of samurai to kind of keep watch and keep the locals at bay while he tries to tend to this dragon. And the local clan of samurai are just clowns, basically. They were not ready, and they're quickly dispatched by our trusty water dragon. So Mizuchi.
Yeah. I love the
So-
coloring of this. Like I said, there's hints of blue in it. Which makes sense because it's nighttime, but I'm so used to the red accents that the blue was kind of refreshing. And I was like, oh, this is a whole, whole different thing happening right now. And I love it. So
Yeah, it's all about water.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm here for it. I'm a water person. Take me to the beach any day, every day. So I'm here for it. But now that I've seen the water dragon, I'm gonna be a little more skeptical about stuff in this story.
It was neat. For me, this was a neat page because I had to go through on some of the stuff and clean up like the darks and the lights and that sort of thing in Photoshop. This one I got to get my hands kind of dirty with, right, Adam?
Hmm. It
How
was
so?
interesting. Well, even with
Yeah.
that page, I didn't know if it was showing on the screen, but if you see it, and then you go back and you look at what's printed, you can see it shifted around.
Oh,
Let me see if I can.
So everything is still
if I
there,
can-
but we played with it a bit to get it. Well, Dan did, so credit to him on that. And he shifted it around for the book.
I'm gonna
It
make
was
you
pretty
put it
neat.
back up there, Adam. Hold on, I'm gonna make you big.
Adam, put it back up so we can highlight you so we can see it
Yeah.
All right, hold it.
what it was originally versus.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Okay. I see it.
And it's a beautiful page. It's absolutely gorgeous. There was just some
Mhm.
things that didn't flow a little right. So we went in with some Photoshop and moved some things around. And I think, it was a lot of, I mean, frankly, it was just a ton of fun to do. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get back to gallery and turn Adam
That's
back.
so
I'll
cool.
remove the spotlight. There we go. Yeah, so it was a ton of fun. I mean, we had this book was wild to work on. You know what I mean? This was just this was just a different animal completely, and we had a blast getting to just. It was different, it was unique, it was wild, and getting to see, like I said, getting to see other people work on your stuff and draw your character and go to town. It's like what? Anyway, so we had fun.
Yeah.
And with talent like this, like I mean,
Yeah, no
like,
shit, right?
yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
as I
Yeah.
said, I was like, Dan, okay, out here doing new things. I like it. I dig it. But Adam, like seriously, like as you know, Dan will tell you I'm a big fan of Bigfoot Knows Karate for several reasons. So seeing this like kind of refreshed, I guess, or revisualized or what's I'm trying to
Another
find the
take
word.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting, it's fun. It's like, wow, okay, I see how other people, now that I know that it's Adam drawing it, I'm like, okay, I see it. But it still flows with what, you know, you still paid respect to what they did before. If that makes sense. Like it fits, but it kind of doesn't, which I guess is the reason why it's a one shot. And I enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So this page right here is a jaw dropper Adam did, and as you can tell, I mean, it's not normally what Benny wears in the comic,
Mhm.
and so this costume, the costume change and everything was all Adam. Adam went hard in the paint on the details here, and just really blew us away when we got this page. So yeah, and it honestly, it was one of those pages where I think in the notes I said, you know, this is a splash page, you know, this, make it bold, make it, and he just came in, and not only did he do what, you know, what it was in the script, he went above and beyond. We were really blown away with it.
Now,
Absolutely.
I have a question because it always amazes me how this happens, and I don't know if it's how what the technique is because I'm not an artist, but the black background with a character that's in black and white, how do you make the character pop out? Because it doesn't blend into, is that like a layering kind of a thing? Or is there like a shadow that I'm not noticing that there's like a shadow? How does that effect happen? Like, how do you not make the character blend into the background when it's the same color?
Well, I actually start with it a lot darker than what it is. So almost everything is smudged out in pencil. And then I take an eraser and I draw everything like real quick with an eraser to capture the light.
Oh.
So then when I ink it, I'll just outline everything with a white line just to make it pop out even more
Oh,
from that
okay.
black background. And there's a lot of blending of this. The first like 5 pages were on watercolor board. So that was a different surface to mess with. So I went to Bristol after that. I think 6 pages in. I
Wow.
think it's when I switched.
Yeah, it's crazy how just the different surface um changes how your process and technique and how the page looks. It's
Actually, it's
fantastic.
7 pages for the watercolor.
Okay.
Wow.
My cat's
Wow.
walking over, guys, so it's about to get noisy. I have a feeling.
That's fine.
I
Yeah,
love the
go ahead.
lantern too on this nice and it feels like it actually is lit. Like it's so crazy how artists do these things, you know? But it also doesn't take away from the story because every time you guys suck me into this world, I'm just like literally I'm right behind or right in front Bigfoot just watching everything happen and not I just get so immersed in this world and I like the way the light plays with it. But I always wondered, I'm like, how do artists make it so it doesn't all look one thing? So
Yeah.
it's impressive.
And on to page 6, that's when we
Mhm.
get a first good look
Want to go to the
at
next one?
the
Yes, let's move
Mizuchi.
on. Yeah. This
Page
right
4.
here. This is when we
Yeah,
see
where
it
we
in all
see.
its glory.
Now, Adam, what were you using, pencil or charcoal, or what were you using on that Mizuchi at the top? Because that style that you did in there is just, it's
That
different from the rest of the
yeah,
look. I love it. What did you do with that?
that's the watercolors and acrylic paint
Really.
up at
Okay.
the top with very,
Yeah,
very little ink. Yeah.
very
Yeah,
little ink.
that's just mind
Beautiful.
blowing. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. And it's uh, I love how he plays with the light, and just really, I mean, the water is evident. Also at the bottom of that, um the second panel, that wave makes me think of
Plays
uh
tribute to that print.
absolutely, that I
It does.
figured that's what
Yeah.
that was. That's amazing.
It's a
Yeah, that,
Hokusai wave. That's the
Mhm.
artist you're thinking. Hokusai.
yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. And I love how the boat is just kind of, you just see it going right into danger.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this
I like the
page,
panel break for me. It's the panel break. It's so it feels like it's all one scene, but you can tell it's a panel break. I love it. I think it's such a great transition from top to bottom. Um I think this is one of the reasons why I appreciate indie way more because they're not stuck to the rules of the top three that they have. It's like panel. Like you guys are free to create images like this and pages like this, and it's always, oh wow, that's a cool take on on a paneling. You know what I mean? Like it's great.
It's
So
really good shit.
yeah, it
yeah,
really is.
yeah.
So we can move on to the next one if that's okay.
Yeah.
This right here makes me think of like pirates, like the way he's very gung-ho going into the battle here. And as with the first few books, all of the dialogue, or excuse me, the internal dialogue is very philosophical. He's thinking about, do I have courage? He's up his own ass a lot, which is great. I love it.
If I
He
like that description of him, but fuck, what?
no, he's not up his own ass, but he's very philosophical
Oh,
the
no,
way he
no, no, no! You
talks.
can't take that shit back. Okay.
Nope, it's
Anyway,
out there
go
for the
ahead.
world to see now. Yeah, we all heard
Oh
it.
yeah, this is going on YouTube, you mother.
But
Anyway, go ahead.
he's very much a solitary creature,
Mhm.
and so it is, his inner monologue is very much like, you know, I am alone. I am doing all this alone. Do I have what it takes?
Mhm. I like it. I like it a lot. It's I definitely can see the pirate aspect of it, as you said. I think I like the way the water moves. It's not the traditional singular way, just like on the previous. Oh, look at the baby. Sorry, I got distracted by the baby. Uh, just like on the previous page, you have the water moving in so many different flows of it, and I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm a huge water fan. I love water. So I like the fact that you don't make it just go like the one singular wave, the traditional thing. You have it going all kinds of different. Did you have to like look up reference points, or were you just like, no, this is how my water is gonna move, damn it?
Yeah, no, I played with that so much with the water because I could turn it into anything because it was a water elemental dragon. So instead of it just being always a dragon, it could be anything and it is in the water already. So I had to find ways to play with that to make it still, kind of like a single unit, but connected to everything at the same time. So it could be everywhere, be anything,
I love it.
but we kept with the dragon. And I think the next page that will definitely show a little bit more of the craziness on that.
Cue up the next page, please. Yes. This. All of it. Love, love, love all of this. So what notes did you receive on this page, or was it just you did this page and then you sent it to them and you were like, this is what I'm thinking?
No, I had the script and Casey left it pretty good to have like creative control over what I was going to try to do with the page. And this one, at first, Dan was like, this is crazy looking. Like, what? Because for the panel borders, it's all interactive. So everything here is just flowing around and turning into different things for the whole page. And it was a blast to draw this, but also a nightmare to separate it all at the same time. But it was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. And this whole scene is Benny just being completely and totally ineffective. He is getting his ass kicked, and
Mhm.
it's glorious. I think Adam really showed no mercy.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things also that I like about the character. It's he's not, untouchable. Like you can definitely he poor guy. And then you said it's glorious, and I'm sitting here like, no, I don't want Benny to look like this. Like my Benny's always triumphant, you know. But I know that he does, you know, take a licking sometimes. And this page definitely showed it. Huh?
Oh yeah, Benny can take some lumps, that's for sure.
He
Benny's-
can. It
yeah,
breaks my
Benny's a
heart every
badass.
time, but I understand. But I do appreciate it too because he's not overpowered. You know, he can be hit, but for me, when he does get hit, it's just like, oh shit, he's about to come back stronger. He's already pissed. Like you got a couple of punches in, like he's not okay with that. Like I already feel like he's like not okay with this. Adam, for you, how did you break this up? Like, do you start from like top of the page, middle of the page? How does your artwork, how does your mind, excuse me, think of the artwork on how you're gonna do this, especially with breaking the pages the way you did on this one or the panels?
Well, I draw really tiny thumbnail images and just kind of like try to get the composition to a flow that I like and just smudge the pencil in there really quick and then look at it and go, you know, the light looks pretty good. But then I'll just try to imagine it kind of like a movie playing out. And then I'll just take little snapshots like the keyframes and go, okay, that's my image I want for that. And then just try to block them together really quick on the thumbnails. And then I kind of mix and match those thumbnails and ultimately I get what I like. And then I try it and see if they like it.
Okay. And Dan, when you saw this page, was there much that you like? I know you said in the other one you had to go in and just kind of help the flow of it. When you saw this page, what was your thought? Be honest, like I want to know. What did you think?
It was nutty. You know what I mean? And it was,
Absolutely.
y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, there was, so, you know, Adam's, you know, pretty new into comics, right, man? And so one of the things that, you know, one of the things that I had to do on this page, and I didn't have to do everything on every page, stuff on every page. One of the things I had to do on this page was, you know, there was just margins and stuff where things could get cut off. You know what I mean? When it goes to print. So like right here, this character was like over here. And can y'all see my mouse?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it was quite closer to the edge. This little guy right here, same thing. And I was
Okay.
really concerned about it when we would go to print because you didn't want like the spotlight of the panel to not be seen. So again, just took some Photoshop and just moved the character over about an inch. Same thing over here, just moved the character over. You can't tell, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the goal.
And things like that
doing
were like few
Photoshop.
and far between.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
it's
this
just
page
little
doesn't
things
matter.
like that. But I loved the page, you know what I mean? But I was like, this is, you know what it reminded me of? It was like McFarlane webbing with water. You know what I mean? That's the way I saw it, you know, and I was like, all right, it's cool as shit, you know, and so yeah, no, it was great. And I love the scene right here where he's parrying and you know, that kind of thing and jumping around. It's just beautiful. I love it. I'm thrilled.
It is beautiful. On to the next page, please, if everybody's ready to move.
Ready?
Yeah.
And this is another jaw dropper.
Yeah.
It was I kind of wish I could go back to the script just to kind of see what exactly I'd written, but I know I'd said like, hey, this is, you know, splash, just go nuts. So yeah, and obviously Adam went nuts.
Yeah.
It's a
Like,
dragon.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely is. Um, I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't realize exactly how massive this thing was until this page. And I was like, oh no, this thing is like even bigger than what I thought it was. Yeah. The notes on was there any notes on how big this dragon should be, or the scaling of it? Or what did you just write down dragon and let Adam's imagination go with it?
Water element. Yeah.
Yeah. Just he was a water dragon and yeah, go nuts with it.
That could
It's gotta be big.
solidify before it attacked. So I was like, okay. All right. I had a blast creating that thing.
Did you really? Like,
I
'cause
did.
this is something like I feel like I would create out of my nightmares. Like,
If it's dragons, I always have a blast.
oh, okay.
So.
All right, cool. I love it. Anybody else got anything on this page? On to the next page, please. This. The top panel is one of my favorites.
Cool.
I
It's
just love,
absolutely
yeah, I love that top panel. Uh, Funny enough, this is one of the ones that kind of has like the traditional panel break, just kind of. But that top panel, I absolutely love, 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 love. Yeah. So,
you know, but
anybody
Kat,
else
here's
want anything to chime in?
yeah, Kat, here's the thing with the panel breaks though. Not everything, like with the books that I draw, I really try and make the panel borders like really organic. You know what I mean? And Adam does similar stuff to that on the pages that you saw. I mean, like the water, the water being the panel breaks and that sort of thing. But sometimes you just got to have more traditional panel breaks
Mhm.
just to tell a story properly. This
Yeah.
is, these panels right here really propel things along really well. And it's, there's a lot of activity going on within those pages. I think to go any further with the panel, crazier panel breaks would
Mhm.
have done that a disservice because there's so much
Yeah.
crazy stuff happening here. I mean, I love those the houses in the village, and the center panel. My God, you can sit there. There's guys kicking each other's ass in the
Yeah.
windows.
There's
Yeah,
stuff
and
hidden in that image and on that
yeah,
panel. There's a
pretty
little,
wild.
I won't give
Go
them all
through
away.
every inch of this comic now, trying to find
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
all the gems.
When you get your hard copy, I mean, just go. You'll have fun with it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Just as a
Absolutely.
tactile read, it's going to be very fun. But yeah, as Dan was saying, as soon as you stop, um, to have to kind of figure out how the page flows, you have lost the reader.
Mm.
So I think Adam did a great job of marrying both like straight panels to
Mhm.
you know,
The quote
fun
unquote
like
traditional.
tactile
Yeah.
Yeah.
emotive paneling. Um and really, I mean, it's the way he made the water dragon look organic and liquid at the same time is just it blows my mind how he did that.
Yeah,
Good
for sure.
choices.
Yeah.
Given every situation, he just made good choices with how the water would react. I don't know. It was good shit. So,
But that just
can I go
goes
on to
to
the next
show
one?
like how you guys work together as a team. You guys give artists freedom to play around with their style, their ways. Um I'm only saying that now because I know it's Adam. But you give your artists enough freedom and they will give you their best, and then you from there, you're like, well, this kind of doesn't fit here, or stuff like that. But I'm happy to hear that there wasn't a lot that you had to go in and be like, no, this is not how it's done. So, but yeah, I love it. The top panel is one of my favorites. On to the next page if nobody else has anything to say.
Not long. Love this.
Yeah.
Love this.
Yeah, this page in particular, uh, Adam just knocked it out of the water, which is good because Benny is
Oh,
just
oh.
getting out of the water. um
Right?
he knocked it out of the park. And really, there's some Photoshop mumbo jumbo from Dan just
Oh, is there
to
really?
yeah, on the top panel there's a little bit of blue. We were concerned about in the print. It's nothing Adam did wrong or anything.
Mhm.
It's worried about in the print it coming out too dark.
Oh, okay,
So
okay, got you.
Dan added some blue highlights on the page and whitened the whites a little bit, I think. He's a wizard with that stuff. I write everything on my phone on my lunch break at work.
Oh,
So
wow.
Dan knows what he's doing with the art as well as Adam. I'm just a dude that has a phone. So
No, you need to
anybody can
stop
do it,
because the
guys.
writing, I mean, the writing is great. You know what I mean? Like I told you, I read first and then look at the art. Like if the story doesn't keep me going, like there's no, don't sell yourself short there, Casey. Like the writing is amazing.
So thank you very
Okay.
much. I appreciate it.
What was that, Dan?
Did you hear that case?
Yeah, yeah. I will take it to heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adam came in and just kicked ass with this page. Basically, Benny has his ass saved by the aging blacksmith who comes in clutch with the tide stones, which are a real thing if
Is
you
it
look up
really?
your Japanese folklore. Yeah. So stuff like there's a ton of little stuff like that that we kind of threw in with the story. There are these sacred stones that they have that are able to help, I think, control the Mizuchi. And there was a famous naval battle between Japan and Korea. This is way back in the day. Obviously, they had this naval battle, and the queen in Japan threw the tide stones into the water, and apparently it took out the Korean vessels.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
I'm definitely getting that wrong in some respect. So any historians,
Don't come for
folklorists
us. Don't come
in
for
that
us.
area, don't come for
It
me.
was an abridged version.
I read some really cool articles and took off with it and made my story.
I was
So,
gonna ask about how much research you guys had to do. I think it's the next page or a couple of pages in when they talk about the sword. I was gonna ask how much research. So that answers that question. So thank you, Casey. Yeah. Yeah, I
and
was
I'm sure
wondering.
Adam did a lot of visual research on like the blacksmith stuff and all that. I'm a louse. I add nothing to the table,
I
as
hate when you
stated
say
before.
that. I really do. Because I mean, it's 50-50, right? Like the art has to be great, but the writing has to be great, right? Like you have to read it. You
I
have to
hope that
enjoy what you're
when
reading. Because at that point, then it just becomes a picture book.
yeah, I hope when I'm writing this stuff that I'm giving something to the artist, whether it's Dan or Adam, that will that my wife just flashed me um, that will add to the story. And so that I don't want to give something that's going to bore the hell out of the artist or whatever. So if I can put them at the top of their game and hopefully like I don't want to get full of myself or whatever, sound like I'm, Mr. Awesome Sauce writer, but if I can put them where they're, working at their highest level and trying stuff, pushing their talents, pushing their gifts, then I will have done my job. So,
Yeah, I love it. And he may be an aging blacksmith, but he's still badass. So
oh,
love it.
absolutely.
Love it. Um, I'm in love with the swirls around the moon. So that's like my favorite thing of this panel. I know it's like out of everything, why that? I don't know what it is. It just draws me in and I love it. So I like a swirls. Now to the next page if nobody else has anything to say. This, that middle panel is like intense for me. Um, so who wants to take this page? Who wants to take on this page?
Dan,
Dan, tag in.
take it out.
All right. If there's barking behind in the background there, just know. But my dog is barking. I've got pets galore happening this evening.
Nice, I like
Um,
it.
yeah, no, this page, I mean, what's to say? I love it. It was I love this slight moment between the Mizuchi and the blacksmith, this face to face where he's just kind of just holding that, that stone that right up in his face. You know what I mean? I think that's great. And then the Mizuchi's reaction is just like he's out of there. I'm out of here, prick, and just gone.
Yeah.
And he's and then the I shall return. I mean, the pacing's nice. I love the establishing shot at the end. I think that is just really well done. Good page.
Yeah.
I really wanted it to be like in the Transformers comics when, the bad guys are defeated and Starscream like takes off like a little bitch. It's kind of like I'll be back. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I
We'll
was
be
going to say the
back.
Skeletor. I'll be back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Love it. That's a
on,
Good
good
on
one.
to the
stuff.
next.
Yes, I was going to
Yeah.
say, yeah, on to the next one.
Come on. There we go.
This is
This was
beautiful.
an interesting page. This was an interesting page. Y'all want to talk about it? Who wants to talk about it?
I'll say
Go
I
for it.
didn't realize. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that, it was needed. And
Yeah.
Adam came in clutch last minute with this page. I had to,
Mhm.
we, during the writing process, like, or during the second stage of the writing process, you first stage, you do the script, you get the script to your artist, the artist interprets the script. Sometimes things don't flow
Mm.
in the story the way that you had meant them to. Um, and that's no fault of the artist. They're interpreting what you wrote down.
Yeah.
And for me, I kind of went, oh crap, we kind of need to bridge this with the rest of the story. We need to join these parts together. And we were able to do it and also put a little bit more info about who the Mizuchi is and what the villagers of the town are having to deal with. Adam
Mhm.
came in and just blew us away with this page that wasn't even really in the script at first.
That's cool to
So
Yeah,
know.
no, we put this in near the end, and one of the things that I think it also accomplished was we learned about the son of the blacksmith
Mhm.
more so than we did previously. And
Oh,
it's just a couple of panels, but we learn a little bit about his mentality and his attitude, and I
yeah.
think that was important as well because the kid will become important later in the
Yeah.
story.
he's a
So,
Okay.
doomer.
yeah, so I love this page. I love I just think this came out really, really well. So, and because we were able to use some color in the book because of, using a color printing process, it helped us here in this one little section where we could
Yeah.
show the narration blocks in a little bit of a different color. So we know who was talking and what in that situation. I said we go on to the next one, but this came out
Yes.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is
yeah,
perfect. Yeah.
I love this one too.
This
This
was
is so
So,
another
beautifully
that
done.
was, yeah.
yeah.
So for me, the character also the character in the bottom, the blacksmith, right? At the very
Yeah.
bottom.
Yes, ma'am.
That's when I was like, Dan is really like going ham on this new technique. Like it looks so different, but so dope. Like I'm loving like what he's doing here, like making this its own. But then I'm like, I gotta change my wording now and be like, Adam, like I'm blown away at how
Mhm.
beautiful and like, you know, dang near perfect this picture is. It's like he's staring right at me, like into my soul, kind of. It's haunting and beautiful, and I just that's one of my other favorite panels. um it's just amazing. How do you get like, do you look in the mirror to see how the hands are? Do you have like one of those hand sculpt things that people tend to use?
No, I'll just hold my hand up. I'll
Really,
just hold my hand up and look at it or twist it around and then just draw it. Yeah.
telling you, those eyes are so haunting. It's like I love it and I hate it at the same time. It's like it's so cool, but it's like stop looking at my deepest, darkest secrets. Like it's beautifully done. Yeah.
The
The
And
third
panel that
panel.
gets me.
Oh,
go
sorry. Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, Kate. Yeah, well, I was going to say the panel that gets me is the second panel on the book, on the top right corner where the hammer's coming down. The motion in
Fantastic.
that, is just
And it's
Mm.
amazing.
just one page, one shot, and you see all
Yep.
that motion, all of that energy.
Yep.
I was gonna say, talk about the third panel. It makes me think of an NCYF painting. Um, he did a series of paintings back in like the Great Depression, I think, of steel workers, and it kind of makes me think of those paint. I love NCYS work. But yeah, anyway, that's just what it
Yeah.
made me think of. So yeah.
I like the lettering too of the ding.
Nice.
Yeah,
love
that's all
Yeah, I
Dan
read the
That's
Price.
so
lettering in
cool.
the book.
Say that
Yeah.
again, Adam?
Yeah.
I thought Adam
Adam,
said.
what'd you say, buddy?
No, I said I love the lettering in the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Dan nailed it. Also, the fourth panel makes me think of like going through a tackle box, like going through and like, what kind of weights do I need? What kind of this old man has it all.
yeah.
So
What were you
All
gonna
the
say?
good
everybody's
shit. Oh no, he's just got all the good shit. It's good stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, no, I
beautiful.
think we can move on if y'all want.
Yep.
yeah, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
This here too. The lettering as well, and I get what you're saying with the motion. I do appreciate that too, but I think it's just the face of the blacksmith that's like something. It just draws me in,
Oh
even
yeah,
with
absolutely.
it being smaller on this page. Like the face still kind of draws me in. I couldn't tell you what it is exactly. It's beautiful.
Yeah. He really nailed the blacksmith and really gave life to a character that to me, like I just wrote it down. My focus was on Benny. Uh, Adam really added like heart and a whole lot, like a whole story to this character that was not there in the script. So, and it's all, it's his workshop. All the little details in his workshop is
Yep.
fantastic.
Hmm. I love it. I love the wood paneling, the wood or the stone too. I
Oh
like
yeah.
Mhm.
the stone, the wood, everything. It's like so well done. It's beautiful. If nobody else has anything, we can go
You're
on
gonna
to
say
the
something,
next.
Adam?
Hmm?
Were you saying
No, I said
something?
that all I said was there was hidden things in there, but I'm not going to give them away.
Stop
Okay.
messing with me. I want a full report by the end of tomorrow on everything on every page.
Nice.
We
I'll
have
hit the
a
next
Where's
one. Here
Waldo
we go.
edition.
Yes. This right here. Oh my gosh. This is the page I was going to ask how much research you guys had to do or who did the research on the appropriate terms and how things are held and handed, because I know certain swords and daggers have to be held a certain way. I just don't know what way that is. I just know it has to be held a certain way. So I didn't know if any of you had done any research on things like that.
I just went with this page. I didn't research this one. I just drew it.
It sounds awful because like I didn't really I just wrote a scene, but the Tide Slayers, the name of the swords, we did really Dan and I had a back and forth as to what those swords should be named, and
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it. And it's one of those things where you're writing, you come up with a problem, and the solution ends up being like it's you're completely and totally happy with the solution because it makes so much sense once you figure it out. So
Yeah.
yeah, had a lot of fun with that.
And we also learned the kid's name in this scene too. His name is Daisuke. Daisuke in Japanese means helper. So that's
Oh,
where
okay.
that name comes from. So and then when we get further on, we'll talk about some more stuff about the kids. So
Okay, cool.
yeah,
I'm ready
but this
to go on unless Adam, you have something to say
yeah,
about this page.
Nope, no more to say.
Okay.
Let's go to the next
all right.
one.
Love this one.
Yes. Okay.
Love this one. I love that. I love the dragon out of the water flying around. That was nuts.
Mhm.
Just what's happening in the window was so cool. Even this small panel right here, there's so much
Mhm.
action happening in it. It's
Mhm.
so cool. So
In fact.
very good
Yeah.
stuff. Good use of silhouettes in that one, Adam. Really good. Oops, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's essentially hunting through the city looking for Benny and his friends. So yeah, I think Adam really nailed it.
That's gonna be the
But
next side book. It's gonna be called Benny and Friends. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Can I be an extra character in that one, please?
well, We'll
Go ahead,
we'll
Casey.
add
I'm
you in.
sorry about that.
I don't really have anything else to say about this other than it
Okay.
rips. I thought Adam did a
Okay.
great job.
Yeah.
Well, yep. On to the next one.
All right.
It's insane. So much is happening.
Insane.
I love it.
So much
I love
happening.
I love this line. I am hell. Like he's like, bring hell, and he's like, I am hell. I love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's such a great line.
There's
Thank you.
something
Thank you.
about that.
Yeah.
There's something about that line because Casey and I we were working on this page, in the scripting areas, because when I'm lettering, I'm tightening scripts and tightening the script and trying to take down the words to as few as possible. But we went back and forth on this a little bit, nothing flashy or anything, but what I ended up loving about how what that line was, bring hell, little Hinagon, I am hell, was that there's actually, if you read in chapter 2, there's a similar statement of another creature referring to them as hell. And I look forward to exploring that more. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Ooh, what? Stop playing with my emotions right now. You know what? Okay. I'll wait.
Playing with my
I'll
money,
wait it
it's like
out.
playing with my emotions. Anyway, go ahead.
I'll
Sorry,
wait
that's
it
my
out. But I know
Friday.
which line you're talking about too, in the yeah. So
Yeah.
all these great nuggets. I love it. I'm here for it all. But yeah, there's so much action happening, and like the dialogue behind that bottom panel, like it just sold me. I was like, it kind of reminded me of wrestling. You have your,
Yeah.
except with this, it's the smack talking and the punching at the same time.
And I
Whereas
want it to
wrestling,
be
you have the
epic.
talking first, and then you have the smackdown happening.
True.
I really loved this.
Yeah, it needed to be epic. So we can move on to the next if y'all are good.
Yes. Insane. And at the very bottom, I'm just like, but why?
Yeah,
I'm so emotional over that one. I was like, what is happening right now? Like, I didn't know where this was gonna go.
yeah, he like I said, he has to get his ass kicked. And it's not fun if he doesn't. But Benny is a tough bastard and he always gets back up. I like that we were able to kind of reiterate that he's not fighting for my blood, but I'm hunting for his. Like,
Yes.
that's the
Yeah.
stakes. That's Benny has to be ready to bring it because this is life or death.
And funny enough, Benny laying there kind of looks almost human.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, just slightly, but then it throws back to that whole, well, what is Bigfoot? Is he like just a really tall hairy guy, or is he like a monster? Like what is? So I kind of appreciated that he kind of looked a little humanish laying there, although I hated seeing him just like, but but like I said, he gets punched and Benny's like, I bet. All right, I'm gonna wipe this blood off. Let's go next round. Like kind of like Rocky. Like all right, let's keep it going. But yeah, this was beautifully done. I just like the way it all moves. It all moves into this space. So I love it.
Yeah.
If anybody else doesn't have, what were you gonna say, Casey?
I was about to say, let's move on to the next.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike. This for me, I was just, I told you he gets up and he's gonna go after it. This flip right here, though, the second panel, that was that hard to draw like that? Did you have to turn the page upside down?
Actually, I did flip that page upside down for that. I made it far easier.
I have my moments.
Yeah.
I was wondering because I'm like, that
down.
looks too good for, and I mean, no offense by what I'm about to say, because again, I'm not an artist. But it just looked too good for you to have drawn like upside down. Now, had you said no, I kept it the way it was, I would have been like, okay. Praises to you. But I just love the coloring on this page too. It just gives it a different kind of pop, a different kind of feel
Absolutely. Yeah,
for
it
this
pops
page
for
as well.
sure.
So if
That's
nobody else,
gorgeous.
yeah, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm literally blown away. Like every time I sit there and I'm like, well, it's my guys, Dan and Casey, like my faves. And then I'm like, they outdid themselves again, And Adam, thank you for coming into this mix and blowing me away again. It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, what else can I say? And if nobody else has anything else to say, we can go on to the next page.
Well, on
Yeah,
this
I
page,
just say,
mostly
go
if
ahead.
you'll notice, well, it's just the backgrounds. As it gets thicker and richer, it's because the water dragon is in the area, so all the air is just filled with moisture and fog and
Okay, that makes my sense. Okay. Okay. Thank you
And
for
I
that.
just wanted to say I love the lines at the bottom there. But know this, I'm gonna kill the beast tonight with pleasure, which is so not indicative of Benny. You know what I mean?
he's a
But
different
like,
animal altogether.
yeah, but it's like it's interesting to me because, you know, he's done with the bullshit at this point. He's like, you know what? I'm not only gonna stop him, I'm gonna enjoy it. And there's something to be said for, enjoying your work. That's all.
Yeah, and
So
that's why I said when Benny gets down, prepare for that come up
yeah,
because Benny does not play, like not even a little bit. And I love
not
that
even a
about
little.
him. Yeah,
Yep.
love
All
it.
right, here we go.
This is beautiful.
And this is
I,
the page where, Benny really gets to use the new swords,
Mhm.
the tide killers and
Red
um
Slayers.
tide slayers. Yeah, yeah, sorry. And eh, Adam really nailed it with the scene where he makes his first slice and stabs the dragon and the dragon screaming that it burns. I mean, this just fantastic. Is so kinetic. um
You're
Dan
flowed
has a
beautifully.
knack for really kinetic art, and the thing that is always like you when you do interiors, that it has to look kinetic, it has to flow. And Adam really came right in and wowed us with how he was able to do that, because we've only ever really seen his stuff as it's like static as a cover.
Mhm.
um and his sequential work is just fantastic. So we were really overjoyed with how these pages turned out.
Yeah, I like the little
Abso-freaking-lutely.
smile. I like the little smile Benny's got. And what is it that he says? It's the moment to gloat or something like that? Or
Yeah, take
Take
a
a
moment to
moment to
gloat.
gloat.
yeah,
Love that line.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 I wanted to make, when I wrote it, I was like, I hope this line stays in. And I think I might have said to Dan, like when we were editing these pages, I was like, um, I will go to the mat for this line. I
Yeah.
love it.
And I like that it's a close up too of him kind of smiling because
Oh,
I
it's like
until then
wink.
he's never really done or said anything to that effect because it's usually him just, his deep thoughts and his um just action. So if memory serves me correctly, he's never had that moment where he's like, thinking of the joy of what he's doing. Am I correct?
So, yeah, let me talk to that for a second. Remember, this story takes place in feudal Japan hundreds of years before now. And the character of Benny in the modern time has no memory of who he is and what he's done.
Right.
Remember, he doesn't know. So this is a peel back for him. This is a peel back for the reader to see more of this character. Well, he's been through some shit, okay, and at this point
Absolutely.
in his life, he's a jaded individual, okay, which shows more at the end of the book. And so yeah, I think he takes pleasure in ways that that he wouldn't in the current, because
Definitely
the
not.
current Benny is not the same guy. I mean, it's the same
Okay.
person, but it's not. But you know what I'm saying? The memories aren't
Mhm.
there. So he's rebuilding, and what I'm so looking forward to in the main arc is what we get to do once those memories do come back to him, which, hey, we're in the director's commentary, we can talk about a little bit of shit, they will.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it'll be really great to explore all that, because when you take everything about Benny in the main arc, you take everything about Benny that we're learning here in the side stories, couple that together with with a strong memory, Benny's memory restored. Now you got a whole nother motherfucker that you get to deal with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's going to be really cool to watch that evolution. And that's the thing about this book is evolution. You've got characters that are old. You know what I mean? And how do I mean, we've all seen the Highlander. I mean, how do you deal with that kind of situation?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And so evolution is a good word to use when you're talking about this book, because these characters truly do evolve over time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Let's move on to that next page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Casey's like, let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is beautiful too.
Yeah,
That
it's
bottom
gorgeous.
stance, it's everything to me. Like, I would pay money I don't have to have that as a poster. Like the stance right there with the smoke like I love it. Love that.
Yeah, he nailed it. I cannot wait to see it in a physical book, just so I can pour over the pages.
Mhm.
You mean like this? Oh,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh, the teeth.
oh,
Yeah, just like that.
God.
It looks beautiful.
I love it. I'm living for this right here. It is
It's
so
gorgeous.
it is so Benny. It's 100% like Benny,
Yeah. All right.
Right here, I mean,
Shall we?
he's
Go
basically
ahead.
dispatched the Mizuchi,
Yeah.
and as we move on to the next page, you see him get down to the reason why he's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Dan really highlighted like the main point of that page in that first panel with that coloring. He added a little bit of blue
Mm-hmm.
to the dragon's blood as it's pouring out of it. It's
On the
basically
last
like his
page or
life
this page?
essence. The next page. Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
you want me to
wait.
go to-
Sorry,
The
on the
bottom,
very bottom panel.
yeah, I was gonna say the bottom panel
Yeah, sorry, the bottom panel of
of the
that
next page.
next page.
Yeah.
Gotcha. The next page. Jeez. Okay.
This
There
one
we
right
go.
here. Yeah,
Sorry.
the
Oh,
bottom
right.
panel.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
bottom
yeah.
panel in this
Yeah,
spot right here. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's all just, you're like, oh, that's, and literally Daisuke comes up and says, what is that? And Benny says it's raw power. And so what, if you were to be able to find a source of raw power and you were a power hungry fuck, like you would do anything to get it.
Yeah.
And as it was stated early in the comic, there were a few lines kind of making allusions to that people had been there before to try and defeat the dragon for exactly that purpose, doing what Benny is doing right there. So yeah, I just really fantastic page by Adam.
Yeah.
It
Gorgeous
was
stuff,
fun
Adam.
to draw. It was fun to draw a melting water dragon.
I'm sure.
Melting.
Melting water. Yeah.
I'm sure there are
That was an
a
interesting
few
one.
pages and panels that Adam was like, "What the? How do I
How do you
even
fucking do
start?"
that? Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
were there?
Like, you can
Oh,
write
that's a
this
good
shit.
question, Adam. Were there any pages that you were like, "What is happening in Casey's mind?" And should I be concerned?
Well, yeah, that one right there, a melting water dragon. So I'm like,
Right.
all right. So it gets more solid as it attacks, but now that it's dying, it's melting. And I was like, okay, I think I can do that. I'm just gonna flatten it out a bit and make it look like
Listen,
it's dripping.
if I had gotten this page from Casey, I would have called Casey up and fuck you. All right, like you draw it. You
Oh,
draw
buddy,
it.
you just
No,
wait.
that-
You just wait.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, we still have a no horse rule in the book. Like I do not draw horses, so
Uh,
he knows better.
Book
So
4 is
anyway.
going to be horses riding motorcycles all throughout.
But
Can't
was a
wait.
donkey in this book, so
I can't wait.
Yeah, yeah, but that was your problem, not mine. That's my point. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on. But yeah,
Yep.
raw
All right.
power.
Next one.
Important. Those are two words that are important for the next
Yeah.
page. So,
Yeah.
Adam really
yes.
just kind of left it all
oh
out in the
god,
field on that
love
middle
this.
panel there.
This page literally had me slam my table and go, what the fuck? And like, that's literally all I said was, what the fuck? And like, like I said, I read it first and I was like, okay. And then I'm looking at the panels and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then I went on to the next page, which obviously we'll get there. And I was like, no fucking way.
Oh yeah, you just
like,
wait.
that's when Zach was like, are you gonna let me like read it? I'm like, I'll ask.
Oh,
So these were the pages where I got my hands a little bit more dirty, Case, right? You know, once we
Yeah.
got to this point. And my attitude was like, okay, we've had this action-packed motherfucker story, right? We've had this killer thing, but in the vein of a Bigfoot Knows Karate book, there has to be a weird twist, you know, or a funky ending at the end of the book. And Casey had written this section, you know, this last section of the book, and did an amazing job with it. And then I said, can you mind if I just make a few changes real quick? And he let me, you know, put my fingerprints on this a little bit. And but like Adam, like, you know, I mean, Casey wrote this amazing thing. Adam drew it in a spectacular manner. And but like the one thing, like Casey, he often puts like question marks in for dialogue or something, like, you know, like when they're like there's like a moment. So I actually put the question mark in for the in the top right panel for him when I was lettering. I thought it worked great. It was a very anime moment.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that was a very
absolutely.
manga moment.
That panel,
You know,
especially.
it's so manga. I love
No, it's beautiful.
it's
But
great. It's great. No, this is the part of the book for me. Like I go crazy when I read this last few pages because I'm like, fuck, y'all are just amazing artists, writers, people. You know what I mean? And you get to see. I don't know. I'm gonna shut the fuck up because we're just gonna get there, and
Yeah.
you'll get to see some Casey Adam magic. It's really good shit. So
By the
ready?
way, that middle panel, the transformation part, beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
That's like
he killed it.
superb to me. I was like, no way. Like, what is going on right now? Like, I love that. It's so well done. And then the way like everything kind of like in an electrical kind of a way flows and attaches, it's beautiful. I like it.
Right. Let's move on to the next page. Mama's
Yeah.
flashing the porch light. So
Okay, yeah. Hold on. Sorry. Let me get back to full screen mode. Okay, here we go.
Yes, next page.
Yep.
And this.
and
Why y'all do me like this? Like, why? I was like, no freaking way. No freaking way this is happening. So thank you guys. Thank you for putting me on this emotional roller coaster. I was like, what and why? So
I love how Casey set this up with you know, with our man Lancaster from the Major Run, just kind of being there in the background as all this shit's happening, and it's so cool.
he's the
Go ahead,
man
Kate.
behind the man. That's who Lancaster is right now. And you know, he has power. His power is over other people, and he lets them exert their power over.
to say that I saw this coming, never in a million years.
And that's the goal. That's what I always want with the book is, you know, we want to flip the script. We want to make things you know, we want to make things fun and interesting, and we figured having Lancaster in this, because there's already like a shared history they have anyway, but having him go back this far is like, what? So already you're kind of getting the idea like, oh shit, Lancaster's not, you know, he's not just a normal dude.
Well, that's what I was gonna see if you guys would fill me in on how old he is, because I'm just like, okay, but
No.
why is he here? Thank you.
You'll
Guess I know where our friendship lies.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I
keep,
love
keep reading the
the
series.
yeah, right. When Lancaster was to show up, one thing that we didn't provide Adam at first was like we're all of a sudden we were like, oh shit, what is he wearing? You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
I knocked out a sketch of what Lancaster was wearing, and as a well, we'll get to that in a second. But Adam knocked while you're seeing the character small, the you got it right, man. It fit beautiful. Just the way he's dressed, it came out beautiful because it ties into what we're doing in the main arc, and it's just this was a well executed page, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you got anything you want to say about it, brother?
No, I think you nailed that page. Let's check out the next one.
Yeah,
Let's
to the
do it.
next. And then this, y'all are really taking me in for a loop out here. Like, I just
Yeah.
can't even.
Adam's details on this that the reflection on the knife on the bottom
I was
panel.
going to say,
He really came in clutch on this and just destroyed. I thought it was fantastic. Right here, Daisuke is given a choice. He's drank the blood of the dragon, and Lancaster is basically saying like, all right, well, you can stay here and eventually we're going to kill you, or you can come with me and be my disciple. And he's given a choice and a knife and
Yep.
shown his father, who is
a good man.
a good
a
man.
great man.
And
Yeah.
Daisuke already, you can kind of tell he's a bit of a doomer.
Yep.
And
Real quick, and I think that was evident in that page 12 or whatever when we had Daisuke and his father talking about getting Benny and helping him, and his attitude was no, we can't do that.
Mhm.
And we find more. This is a very selfish person, in Daisuke. We're about to see that, in the next page. Should we move on?
Yes. Because I think the
Here we
next
go.
page is the one that has the line.
Yeah, and he just kills his own dad. Just kills his own dad.
Where he says, you offer power. That right there, I was like, I know where this is going. I know exactly where this is going. That one statement, I was like, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I wanted it to be brutal. I wanted the action of him killing his father to be as brutal as possible. And Adam came in and just nailed it. So and as you read the rest of the page, you see that Lancaster has said like, oh, well, you're mine now.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a new name. You're my Grisha. And as anyone who has read the first two issues of the series know, Grisha is the second in command under with Lancaster. So
yeah, I was mind blown. I was like, y'all took me in for a loop. I thought it was just gonna be regular schmegular, and here come these last couple of pages, and I'm like, but for why all this emotion?
We had fun with this shit. We had fun with this shit, man. It was great.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, and the thing about that he says, "You will be my watchman." Grisha is a Hungarian word. Okay, is a Hungarian name, and it actually means watchman. So just know that. Okay. So
I don't think you've ever said that before. Oh,
yeah. No. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
All things in due time, Go ahead.
Does Adam have anything to say about this? Because I think.
Man.
No, this was just a fun page because we got to do a reveal.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Yeah.
Now, Adam, did you know beforehand, or did you find out while reading the script?
Well, I drew the pages as I was reading them, so I kind of would be surprised at what was coming next. So I'd kind of peek a little bit, just to get a little bit of panel work. But then I was like, okay, that's what's happening. I'm like, all right. And then I would jump into it and make that happen on the paper. It was a fun way to do it.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool that you do it that way. Not me. I'd read that whole script for just to find
Yeah, me
out
too.
what's happening. I can't lie. I'm nosy. I'm nosy, especially like after reading, the previous comics. I'd read that script so fast. I'd be like, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? But I like that method too, though, because that way, you focus on the section itself, right?
Yeah, it kept me focused on the page. So I wouldn't be trying to think, oh, I want to draw this part, 3 pages in.
Makes
It,
sense
it
too.
kind of kept me a little bit on track, kind of.
Kind of. Thanks for
One
being
more thing I
honest.
want to mention on this one. There's one more thing I want to mention on this page is in the one, two, three, third panel. You offer power. Yes, power. I will show you a world that you never thought possible. One that you thought, one that is yours for the taking. The triad will ensure that. Remember that statement. The
Okay.
triad will ensure that. Okay. That's all I want to say. I'm moving right on.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let's go to that final page because I mean
Let's
it's a
do it.
god dang banger
Yes.
just all around.
Banger.
Like at that point, what can you do but watch them go? Like,
Yeah.
well, shit. Like
Yeah.
I half expected him to just be like, well, shit. Like,
It is exactly, yeah. It's a little bit sad Hulk at the end of it. He's
It is.
he's had this great battle, and
It is.
it is, if anything, it's a Pyrrhic victory, and
Yeah.
he has
Yeah.
no idea just how much of uh shit he's in now. Now that Grisha
Oh,
has entered the game.
how
Yeah.
slow am I that I did not realize the bunny's at the bottom?
Uh, he's
It's bunnies all over that page.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
We love bunnies. We love bunnies.
OMG.
But
I'm
yeah.
gonna find a way to make a plush out of it. Because at this
So
point,
I think it was what page was it? Page 3. It actually shows a little plushie on his belt
Yeah,
no way.
he's got a plushie on his belt. Yeah, here.
of the
Oh, I
bunny.
have missed so okay. I'm embarrassed because I've missed so much.
Oh, hold on.
yeah,
I
it's
see it. I saw it.
Shit.
Oh, stop it. Oh,
Here it is. What in the hell? Sorry, y'all.
no, it's completely fine. I did see it though.
saw that
Oh,
big old gorilla titty, but
yeah. After hours, it's okay. Dude.
Dan,
No, yeah, look. Oh my God. Stop.
so all those little tiny details, and you guys are going
absolutely.
to love
I
this
swear
book.
to you, for those that
It's
haven't,
crazy.
like, if there's no way this could be your first invitation or experience with Bigfoot Knows Karate, if those of you that are like me, a fan, those bunnies, I'm done.
Mind
I
blown. Love
swear,
bunnies, man. You're gonna love bunnies.
I am
So
so blown away that I just realized that there's like a whole crap ton of bunnies at the end. And I'm like, wait a second, I didn't notice that the first go around. Now there's a bunny flash. Stop playing with me. I love you guys so much. I don't think I say this, but you guys are geniuses, and you guys might be in my top 3 favorite comic book people. Just saying, just throwing that out there.
We
thank you,
appreciate it.
Kat.
We appreciate it.
I'm
I
gonna
love
shut
this.
this off. And
Yes,
So
now I'm gonna go back before I give this to Zach and relook and reread everything because I'm just like blown away. I'm amazed as always. I'm always honored when you guys ask me to do this. Because not only are we friends, but I'm a huge fan, like legit. I am a fan of your work. You guys know I'm terrible at lying. So if I didn't like your work, you guys would know. But I appreciate you guys more than you guys realize because this
thank you
book
so
is
much.
is one of the ones that sucks me in. I'm literally there watching Bigfoot get his ass beat, come back and be like, all right, my turn type of thing.
that's exactly.
And Adam, you have a new fan because literally I was like, okay, look at Dan trying new stuff. I like this. I see the da-da-da-da. And now I'm like, okay, Adam, I'm a fan. Like I like what you do here. So I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you everybody for tuning in. For those of you
You.
that backed the Kickstarter, I'm sure I am speaking for everyone, including myself, when I say thank you. We appreciate you guys. We know that you guys love the work that they put in. I didn't do anything that they put in. And it is very, very much appreciated that you guys back the Kickstarter. And please continue to look out for more stuff. I'm going to say it out there. New books are hopefully on the horizon. I'm putting
Oh,
it
yeah.
on
We're
the
working on it,
universe because
and
I'm ready. I'm ready for the new books. Dan, Adam, Casey, thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for giving us a sneak peek on what went on creating this wonderful, wonderful book. If you weren't able to back the Kickstarter for whatever reason, find the book, buy it. You won't regret it, I promise. And have a great one, everyone. Bye.
you guys, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, y'all.
Thank you.